What up, Internet? Jesse McDougall here with the Martial Arts of Money. Starting on my day off with another book review. Today, this is a really good book. It's a management book. What got you here won't get you there. Say it again. What got you here won't get you there. Meaning, and I've recently dealt with this in the last 6 months, that your belief systems and things from your early childhood or your past or what got you to where you are in your career, it's not really going to get you to where you want to go. And for example, once I received a chartered accountant designation, I no longer wanted to work in public accounting. There's more for me to aspire to after having a career in the corporate world and having multiple high-level controllership jobs. That was cool. I was satisfied, but there was still something inside of me, in my intuition, that was just saying, "Oh, this isn't it for you." And here I am, how many years later? Starting my 4th year as an entrepreneur now, and it's just been the greatest thing ever. So I thought, basically what I'm saying is, what got me to controllership positions, my education, my hard work, it didn't get me to where I wanted to go, right? So is that a waste of time? Absolutely not. Through those experiences in that decade, I've built a impenetrable foundation that cannot be stopped. So, I've built a nice foundation, so you just can't lose. I kind of feel like I've already won, in a way, the fact that I can live the lifestyle that I have now, financially independent at the age of 31, and just literally living my dream. Okay, enough about me. Let's get into the book. But this book was really helped me out. That's why I was saying this kind of stuff. It applies directly to me. I was going through a process of that. Okay, I'm a professional in the corporate world, successful, but where do you go from there? What do you do? And there's still Maslow's hierarchy of needs. You still have personal questions, especially if you go through the education route. I went to high school, went to university, went to professional, whatever you call it, institutions. So I achieved like the highest level you can get for in the academic world with professionals, and still there were still questions. I had some kind of like beat in to march on to my intuition, and so I started finding out the literature and finding some answers. So, and I opened up this book this morning. Before I did, I looked at the book review because I was actually interested what book review I get to do today, because I'm just going in order of my current library right now. And I have a lot of notes in here. So this might be kind of a longer podcast, but we'll see, or book review, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a big fan of labels. Okay, so there is more to gain by not winning. Let other people win. Say it again. There's more to gain by not winning. Let other people win. If you're on the team, you let other people win, you indirectly win. Okay, and you can kind of sit in the shadows. One thing I'm definitely learning or seeing, that I don't have all the answers, but I do have a lot of them that a lot of people are looking for, and I have a lot of value to give to people across many realms. And I started noticing this with friends, or last summer I was hanging out with people that were younger than me, just kind of the way things went. And I was like, bro, I know exactly what you're dealing with. I have that same problem. I have the answer, dude. I know exactly where you're at. And I was like, I have the key, man. I have the key. But what I found was, what's really rare is someone that's coachable, someone that'll listen to someone that's a decade older than them and take in their experience. And I'm not talking about some guy saying, "Oh, this guy's not." I'm not talking dogmatic truth. I'm talking someone like me who's going to spit real experience, real wisdom. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to tell you things are roses and red when it's actually hard and thunder and rain. So I'm just going to tell you how it is. And so I tried doing that to a few people that were about 10 years younger than me. And actually one person, we became friends now. but yeah, a lot of people, they just kind of block it out. It's like a stubborn thing in your 20s. And I was guilty of that too, very bullheaded. But at the same time, I didn't have anyone in my life to mentor and coach me and bring me to where I wanted to go. I was kind of in uh, a new realm for my family. I was the first one to go to post secondary education on both sides of my family, so that was a big deal on its own. So a lot of the answers I had to go find myself. Having said that, but one of the things I find with martial arts, especially the last few years, is that I'm very, very coachable. And in the business world, you know, I like to think of myself as like a super nice guy, very coachable. Um, but at the same time, it's tough because there's some, you don't need to be micromanaged, right? Like, we're so you have to keep your own belief systems, your own decisions, but you still have to be open-minded to be coachable. A lot of people just aren't coachable. It's crazy, absolutely crazy. Because if you're coachable and you can learn information from other people, like say buddy's a carpenter for 20 years, you talk to him for 2 hours and you can absorb 3 months of carpentry knowledge and real experience from him. I look at that as I just got 3 months smarter. Okay, so let's move on. Spend a few $1,000s and you'll get better. Always referring to interpersonal development. Just spend some money on yourself. You make money, just go spend some money on some kind of course or whatever, and just see where the answer leads you. Was it a waste of your time? Was it not? Like, it's going to be better than you spending money at the bar, or if you look through your, if you actually do budgeting and look at your expenses, where they go, you're going to find that there's some room in your meals and entertainment budget to spend on interpersonal growth and courses. Destructive comments. Is it worth it? That's one area I can improve on. Um, I've adopted a lot of the Buddhist philosophies over the last, I don't know, almost 15 years. But the thing with Buddhists is you're never perfect. You're always growing. You're always improving. So, yeah, destructive comments, not worth it, especially on yourself too. And I've been guilty of that. Trying to be modest, saying, oh, I'm not just playing the dumb jock guy card. I've done that so much in my life because I'm an athletic guy, very intelligent, Renaissance man type. And I kind of downplayed, oh, I'm just a dumb jock kind of thing. It's like, no, you're not a dumb jock. Don't say that. That's self-defeating. Like, that's self-defeating yourself. That's just ridiculous. And a lot of guys, I have one mentor, he's in his mid 40s. He said, oh, I'm old. And shut up, dude. You're not old. You're 45. You've got 55 years left to live, okay? You're only old because you think you're old. You say you're old. Men often become what they say, right? What they believe. So if you're 45 and you say, I'm young, I'm fresh, I'm middle aged, but I feel like I'm in my 20s. Okay, so I'm not 45 yet, but I got quite a while to go before I'm there. So I'll talk when I'm 45. Someone watches this video and comes back to me and say, you better not say you're old when you're 45. Okay. When faced with a morally ethical situation, ask yourself, would your mother want to read it in the newspaper? And I've got Jesse's comment in here, so it looks like I made a comment in here. Smartest man in the room is the quietest. If you want to grow to others' level, people that are above you in whatever, the trick is to put yourself around people you want to become. And you're around those people, be quiet, listen. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Okay, but at the same time, people, if you're around people that are above you, say in the money world, they want you around for a certain reason. It's not like they have to gain something, but you have something to add a value. They like the way you are, like your personality, like your thoughts. You just connect to a similar frequency. So nobody wants to hang around a pussy. Nobody wants to hang around someone that's very meek and just like is too scared to talk. Like, have your voice, say your voice, but wait for your turn to speak. Listen before you speak. Like, don't like listen to listen. Don't listen to wait for your turn to speak. And that's something that I need to improve on. But again, it's very, very tough. These issues we're talking about here, it's not like, okay, well, I read this in this book and it said this, and now, boom, I do that for the rest of my life. No, you have to practice these things. It's just like martial arts. I've kicked, I don't know how many times. I don't even know how many times I've kicked with my right leg. I don't know how many times I've punched with my left cross. Like, I don't know. But I know how to throw it, because you just go, you just throw. So a lot of these principles, interpersonal development, it's their lifestyle changes, and it's changing yourself, and kind of what got you here won't get you there. Okay, being smart turns people on. Announcing how smart you are turns people off. Yeah, being smart turns people on. Announcing how smart you are turns people off. And the last while, I've felt like around some people, I've had to validate myself, because justify myself. And I'm kind of getting out of that phase, but it was one of those things where it's like, man, like the industry I'm in I have a lot of skills and business experience that most people don't have. And it's a huge, huge advantage. But a lot of people are way further along the stage than I am. But man, things are going to multiply quick for me. I truly believe that, and definitely going to be able to make some maneuvering moves. Okay, anger. This should be a good one. There's never anyone in the other boat when we are angry. We are angry in an empty vessel. Let me read that again. That's kind of confusing. There is never anyone in the other boat when we are angry. We are angry in an empty vessel. Yeah. That's one thing I've learned at the high level business, the highest level you can go. It is mind, it's mind games. It's stoicism, no emotion. It's war. And when I go into my fights, and that's where I came up with the martial arts of money, because when I go into my fights, there is like no emotion. It is utter, like, I'm in control of my emotion. My mind is like the puppet master of all my emotions. Okay. And I'm in kind of a Zen ninja mind. And when you go into a business meeting, I take the same principle as I go into the martial arts ring, and I'm fighting with 4-ounce gloves into a locked cage. Like, that's kind of scary, but that's what it takes to get to the highest level of both of mixed martial arts and the business world. So, yeah. If you keep your mouth shut, no one can ever know how you feel. Yeah, that's kind of like, it's interesting, but at the same time, like someone like me, if someone comes in and like I'm trying to get to know them, build them a relationship or whatever, and they're all stoic and they're like quiet and they're not opening up and they're holding their cards in, it's like, okay, dude, I know what you're doing. You're just trying to brain rape me. You're just trying to gain from me and provide me nothing of value in return. Okay, so you get out of here. I don't want to I will not build my my business life and my life with people like that. I'll have to deal with people like that for sure, but I'll deal with them on my terms where I have the leverage. So I will never get into business with someone like that, because you get into business with someone like that, the risk increases. And I've already been in business with people like that. There is a difference between being an achiever and a leader. Okay, sure. Successful achievers become great leaders. Successful achievers become great leaders when they learn to shift the focus on others. Okay, that's great. That is absolutely great. That's what I'm trying to work on right now with my company, building my company. I've got leadership experience, but now I'm building my own team for me. I'm going to read that again. There is a difference between being an achiever and a leader. Successful achievers become great leaders when they learn to shift the focus on others. There's no telling what a group can achieve when no one cares about who gets the credit. That's true. And that's my management philosophy, my leadership philosophy is, actually my friend told me this, it's always been high performance, but high performance where you're not compromising ethics. I don't, that's kind of bullshit in a way, because I do care about the results of the company, the results of my team, the results. It shouldn't be my team, it's our team. But at the end of the day, I'm the business owner, so I do care about the results. It's my team, I built it, right? But the management philosophy, if you keep saying my team, my business, you're not gonna people aren't as motivated when it's their team, or it's our team, our business, our objectives. And it's true. So both sides of the coin have valid points, but it is true from a team perspective, because you got to remember, people working in your business or under your management role, they're investing their life into, they have a job, yes, but they're investing their life into your business, into the team. That's a serious thing. And I don't take that lightly at all. So I truly care about everyone that ever comes on my team.